Let's stop right here and turn. We have just spin.
Okay.
There we go.
Right around.
And just when we get around, swap. Which way to go. Watch your knees and don't bang them on that stand there. Put it down and roll down the road. Thank you very much, Bruce.
For all that are able, please stand for the sounding of taps. You may be seated.
And then anyone else that would care to speak and share some remembrances, come right ahead.
Hide it because he said he didn't feel comfortable people thanking him. And I think that's kind of like how he did with everything. He just did it, not expecting thanks. He served in the military, didn't expect thanks. Taking all his photographs and things, family history, that means a lot to generations of people, and not just family, all of his things that Mark is taking care of for the service. It's historical. And family genealogy, I mean, that's family, but it's also history. And I think everyone will know that Dad is definitely someone that for generations to come, people will always know P.G. Navarro. They'll know him because of what he did without expecting anything. He just did it because that's the kind of guy he was. So, I want to tell Dad thanks because I appreciate everything that he did for me. It was growing up. He was a great dad. And I'm glad that he was able to live as a young man up until the last few months. Even though he was almost 100, everybody knows he was years younger than that. That's all I want to do. That's my thoughts on Dad. I love you, Dad.
Michelle had asked me what was my fondest memory of Dad, and I told her there's too many to narrow down. But everybody who knew him or just briefly came across him all had the same impression of him. And he was a brilliant artist. He was ageless. I guess that's why Mom said he always acted like a child, because he was never seemed to be aware of his age. And they know it was a few years ago, he came to visit us in Galveston, and we went to see him at his hotel room, and he came walking with his baseball cap, and his complaint was, he said he was on the seawall, but there were too many old people getting in his way. And he was 93 at the time. And of course, everybody who met him knew that what came to them was his spirit and his good cheer. You'd never hear the words "that tasted Dad" coming out of his mouth. I remember we saw him once at home with a bowl of cereal. He had run out of milk and he had filled it with just lukewarm tap water. Right out, and we were horrified, but to him, he just liquid. Nothing bothered him. He never got down. And I would say, summing that up, I remember he was telling me about his experiences in World War II when he was in the New Hebrides. And he said that they were bombed each night by the Japanese. And in a scene that reminded me of Gilligan's Island, he said there was a lagoon with a Japanese submarine that would come up every night and shell them. And yet, when they returned to New Zealand, they were interviewed by the paper, and everybody in his unit was asked what did they think was their experience. And my dad's quote was, "It was like camping with fireworks." And I thought, what? That's just an undefeatable spirit. I mean, somebody who says that his experience of World War II was camping with fireworks. So, you know, out of everything that I've learned from him, it was, you know, I'm not going to be as good an artist as he was, that's for sure. I'm not going to have cereal with tap water, but we all learned how to have a good spirit and not be down. He was the ultimate at turning lemons into lemonade, and that's the one thing that I think anybody who was around him would pick up and try to do ourselves.
I just want to add, like what Mark was saying with Dad, he had that spirit of positivity for anything. And we were talking last night, me and Steve, about Dad and his adventurous spirit, which I think was passed on to all of his kids. And he was so proud of the three of us that had gone to Antarctica to work, and we probably wouldn't have done it without his encouragement. And but I know Beatrice and Raleigh, we were talking about all the trips that we took together, and the things that Dad would do. Like he devised auto bingo cards that we could, you know, to play, to keep us interested in seeing what was, you know, what the scenery that was outside. And he was a very adventurous person. He would never turn down a trip, especially to Shreveport. But he just liked going places. And he was a jokester. He was always in a good mood, and that's about all I think. He will be missed. They broke the mold with him.
I mean, we did everything.
Yeah.
Hunted for ghosts, hunted for UFOs.